Nope. Solo. That's how it goes sometimes. She didn't make it. Nah, chat, she didn't make it. Unfortunate. She dead. She's not dead. She's working, in fact. She's working, and hi. We entered the two camera scene because this is the only scene where the agenda is working. I think. Wait, let me actually. I'll catch up to chat real soon. Let me just go to this scene. Yeah, agenda is gone. I don't know, man. I don't. Snoot made this thing, and he's fucking awful at his job, or was, I suppose. I've re-imported. I've copy and pasted all the agenda settings from the talking to scene to the talking solo scene, and just nothing. We don't have an agenda in this one, but we do here. That's kind of cool, I suppose. I don't know. It is what it is. Hello, chat. How are we doing? I'll shuffle away from Hannah soon. Hannah was planned to not be here today because she's attending a seminar today, tomorrow, and on Thursday, as far as I recall, together with, I think, 6 or 7 other coffee stainers. Our huge meeting room is booked for the entire day for like 2 or 3 days straight, so that's nice. Why do I not put the burger plush in Hannah's chair? Because she brings it home. That's her own private plush, and she brings it home every time we are done with the stream. Sometimes it's left on her desk up here, but mostly it's at her place. Hi Dev3 Panna loading Lamau. Yep. I just realized, by the way, chat, I've had so much random ass shit going on today that I just haven't done a sound test. But I'm also kind of flying on the fact that now that we had a PC meltdown here like a month back, which we had to recover from on the second PC. But ever since, I think I've done minimal adjusting on sound and camera since, and it's been fine. So I think we can actually forego that for most streams from now on. Hello you all. BFM, DC, Gabuza, Sheik, Hugi, Nato, 3D, FX Orchard. We hear you fine? Awesome. Razor, thank you. Control Gold, yeah, what's up, team? Hello. Right, before this loading bar gets distracting, let me just refer to the agenda up here real quick, and then we can go to my pretty face solo. Hi, team. Normal dev stream for once. We have had time, kind of. I'll get to that too in a second. Kind of had time to fix highlights. It's the same old slideshow highlights with a twist. We can talk about that soon. I have added a new thing, and that's called follow-up. Because I looked back on last week's stream, and there are 2 things that I feel like I should improve on, at least just going by last stream. There is one thing that I should improve on from that stream in particular, and there is one thing I've been wanting to implement for a while now, and I think it's, you know, just I can't make up an excuse as to why I haven't. But it's a follow-up segment where we have had popular questions asked multiple times by people, or questions popping up several weeks in a row, which I keep being like, yeah, I should check in with the programmers or the designers, and then I realize, like, wait, I do that, and then I just suck at coming back to you all about having done that. So let's do that. See, I'm a guy. The loading bar is distracting me for a second, so let's just go here for a little split second. Bam. I'm a guy with 3 monitors at my disposal, and it didn't actually hit my mind at all to move my notes for this from my phone. So 4 monitors, I guess. We're doing this today. That's how it goes sometimes. But we have had, I think, 3, maybe 4. The 4 is kind of like, if you want to be nice to me, it can be 4, but because the 4 has no, like, the 4th point has no, like, real answer to it. But the first 3 points are questions from last week that I do want to get back to now immediately for reference. And those are, 1, holograms affecting performance. We have had memory leak issues in the game, and in EXP specifically for 1.1. Those should be fixed since a patch last Thursday. If they are not, oops, but they should be. Most definitely should be. The holograms affecting performance. So this issue was the perception or the effect of when you play for a long time and you start placing holograms, the game drops like insanely low in FPS. And it's been here for a bit apparently in the game. It was not connected to the memory leak, nor does it have anything to do with your actual playtime in the game. It can be replicated, and it can be replicated pretty easily by just but by just holding a hologram on the map anywhere at all. And whenever you do that, whenever you hold a hologram, apparently the game was not supposed to, but in some cases, not all of them, it buffered up, like it kept reloading the hologram sprite in the world so that, you know, it moved around in the world properly, on top of reloading literally everything else in the hub or the UI as well. So all the keybind icons, all the text, all the everything, and just doing that, I mean, yeah, you can just kind of draw the conclusion yourself. Reloading that over and over and over again without necessity will make the game come to a crawl. Something like that. And that's being targeted and that's being fixed. So we have eyes on that. Renaming swatches was a suggestion for 1.1. Not happening for 1.1, but some devs are into this idea since before anyway, and more of them are like, woo, that's a real good idea. Let's do that. So no promises, but in the future, down the line, absolutely. Renameable swatches can be a thing coming to us. And then finally, monitors for lifts. Kind of yes and no. I mean, it's kind of like, I think right now it fell into a could do for the art team, because mainly it's about the art team just having to make new assets for this monitor, because it would look differently and attach differently to lifts than it would for belts. By the way, for context, these monitors are throughput displays like you have in EXP for 1.1 right now, except for lifts instead, so you can actually track materials traveling on your lift too. The only counter argument, which kind of also doesn't work in the context of 1.1, since 1.1 added vertical splitters and mergers, but the counter argument was that, well, if you know how much stuff is traveling before the lifts and how much is traveling on the belts after the lifts, you don't really need monitors for the lifts themselves, do you? But again, you can actually split them vertically now, properly now, or you could also work around that before 1.1 anyway. Or you could also go from conveyor belt to lift into splitting or merging up here on the wall, and then attach these lifts immediately into inputs on machines on the top of whatever vertical surface anyway. And so we were like, yeah, actually, yeah, wait, yeah, no, maybe vertical monitors do make sense. Low prio, not for 1.1, and probably not for a while yet, but our eyes have been opened to these two. And those, oh shit, excuse me. And the fourth freebie that I wanted to give me is, apparently there is an error in math of Somersloops if you try to double up on dedicated servers. I gave that proper full quote with context to our dead server guy, and he ran off with it, and that's all I know. So at least that's been told to somebody. I have no answer for that. That's my little ramble for today. Hello, chat. I've been peripheral-ing. Yep, it would be a godsend. It would indeed be a godsend. Easter has been great. So, Easter has been fantastic. Easter was, I was kind of not busy per se, but I was out a lot from my own apartment on Friday and Saturday, which was awesome because I was, you know, busy hanging out with friends, just doing fun stuff around. I was spent Saturday evening when I got back home. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling cooked. And then coming home on Saturday and realizing I'm sitting down right now at my home, and I have like time-wise, I have like as much weekend left because it's a long Easter weekend as if this was Friday night, and I have all of Friday, Saturday, Sunday left, which was awesome. So I basked in that. VTube stream when we decide on a model from the game, obviously. I came for Hannah. Where is she? Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Bask in Hannah. She's sleepy indeed. She's busy today with pre-planned work, so she was always never going to make it today. Let's move from follow-up to state of dev, of which there barely is any. Sorry. We had a patch last Thursday, right before Easter vacation. Risky move, but sometimes we play it close like that, on the edge. And this patch brought, again, the fix to the memory leak, some other optimization, because every patch literally always brings some sort, even if it's under the hood or not noted in the patch notes, some sort of optimization or bug fixing behind the, like, very obvious hood. I don't know how much else it brought. Yo, can I cheat and read the patch notes as if I have no clue what I'm doing here? Because I have About 1.1 release date, not even devs know yet. We do know the release date. Or do we? Who knows? Stay with me for a while and listen. There we go. 17th. Bug fixes, memory leak, radar tower UI not appearing at all when interacting with it. Fun fact, because I am addressing that in the upcoming video this Friday, as if it's not fixed. So that'll look funny on Friday, I suppose. Thanks, Zuzu. Blueprint autocorrect alignment was also a big one for this. And that's literally the entire notes for bug fixes. Then we have modding and localization. 1.2 release date when? February 30th on 2026. How did the radar tower break? So how did it break? I have no idea, but the issue with it was that its signal range was just not displayed properly on the map. Is that actually what was fixed? No, this was radar tower UI not appearing at all when interacting with it. So we still have an issue running apparently on EXP, I think, unless this is kind of just baked into this patch note here, where signal strength, signal length was just not properly displayed on the map whatsoever with radar towers. Oh well. What have I missed? Thank you for following up. You're welcome. Well, hopefully we can do those more cleanly. And honestly, I really wish we had the agenda up here too. It would be so... Why doesn't it work? Why does it not work? Why are you doing this to me? Can I? Oh god, I'm breaking everything. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that. Sorry. I'm not gonna touch that. Can I say if 1.1 is coming this month at least? This month being April. 1.1 is not coming in April. That's true. I can give you that much. It is not coming in April. Tell me a story, chat. Everything is kind of nice lately, by the way. I want to check in on you guys. How are you? Because, I don't know, like, we've been on a roll lately. A couple of routine changes, couple of picking ups of old projects, old routines that were left to dust, gathering dust. And being back on track with everything there is nice. So, I'm kind of swimming. PIO panic? Should be, because on the 24th, that's 2 days from now, Pass It On 9 starts. I believe registrations are still open. If you're unfamiliar with PIO, by the way, do check it out. Let me actually... why do I keep forgetting to make a command for this? Pass It On Satisfactory. We can run it straight into the chat here. Pass It On Satisfactory event number 9 for this game in particular is taking place starting on the 24th. That's in 2 days. And this event is all about gathering players, content creators, anybody who wants to, as long as you properly registrate and there is still, time for you to join the event. Even us CSSers join sometimes. I have no time for this, unfortunately, this time around. And I don't think anyone from CSS has gotten back to me. In fact, I know they haven't. I'm not sure why I said think. But the gist of it is that players of this game gather, they build something for 2 hours on a save file. They pass the save file on in a Discord chat to the next player in line, all organized behind the scenes by DC Van in chat and a bunch of other content creators. God. And then that keeps going for honestly like almost 24/7, if I recall correctly. Where someone takes the save, next builds for 2 hours on their own allotted plot, and then they take that save it, pass it on there, pass it on there, and pass it on there, and then they keep building for 2 hours. And by the end of it, we have like 80, 90. Last time we had 110, 12, I think, builds in total or something. Ridiculous. Good stuff. So if you are at all remotely interested in joining or even following, do check out that link in chat. I think I'm pointing the right way. Somewhere here. If your Twitch chat is normal, standard, then yeah, that's about it. What is the PIO theme? Something. Can I reveal that? I'm not going to, just in case it is... Wait, no, it's on the site right here. Never mind. I can see it in my peripheral. Children's movies. Good. Very good. Actually, why would it not be known? It would be weird for people to not know at this point, so they could not prep. Mobile chat is below them down there somewhere. Am I participating? No. Unfortunately. I would like to. Don't get me wrong. But the reason I'm not is just, again, work. Alright. let's go on a small tangent leading into the highlights soon-ish here. Workload here has been not super much lately, but today, especially today, but also fair amounts last week, it hasn't been a lot as much as it's been distracting. Just like, you know when you have something, like you have something explicit to do. I can even be frank and tell you this was the video recording and stream prep for this stream to handle today and last Thursday. And then people just keep bothering you. I say bother, like it is important stuff, and there are, like, they were meetings that had to happen anyway, like impromptu meetings that had to happen, talks that had to happen anyway, and they just happen, and they are just long enough for them to be their own projects, and then somehow these interruptions happen with just enough time in between them that you can't really ever get back into a flow. So there's been a lot of that going on lately for me, and it is about to get very busy for well, all of us actually, because we are about to cram a lot of content and a lot of updates, and in my case a lot of just YouTube and Twitch stuff, onto a bit less time than normal, because we are currently surrounded by a cavalcade of Swedish holidays. They might be global, in fact. Easter maybe was one, and then we have Labor Day coming up and Ascension Day later on. Days disappearing, and yeah, you know how it is. Work, days disappearing, work not quite as easily rid of. So yeah, those are the worst days. They absolutely are. So, random on my workload, Mikael. How much time do I spend on social medias versus making content streams and talking with the devs? There is a lot of talking with the devs, especially impromptu, even when it's not like, you know, like last week or today, extra intense. There is still a lot of meetings and impromptu talks with the devs to make sure we're all in sync, to make sure that I'm just, you know, up to date with what's going on lately in the office. Making sure internal shenanigans, internal dates, internal timelines match what I talk about on stream, sure, but mainly on YouTube. Recording for YouTube takes more time than I would like to admit, because there is still a little, I'll be frank about it, fuck it, there is still a little, like, startup period for me when I record. Like, I'm sitting in front of the camera, hopefully recording. Sometimes, rarely, I'm not recording, and I'm just having to, like, spend, like, half an hour just getting my mental together, getting my, okay, it's go time together, to actually feel fit for recording. And sometimes, I don't know, like, there is definitely, I should say, some slight degree of perfectionist syndrome with me in recording. I do tend to do one retake too many for videos, just because I wasn't quite so happy with how that little intonation turned out, or how extra fast I spoke there, or whatever. So recording is like, it's a work in progress. It takes its fair share of time. But when I do that, I usually do that like in chunks, like in huge allotted chunks with nothing else interrupting. So YouTube and stream prep for these streams. Stream prep being talking with devs about, again, how accurate the state of dev info or Q&A info will be. Making sure we are in sync of that. Making sure we are in sync about that. Highlights prep, which again, just the process is time consuming because of the behind the scenes systems being a bit wonky. Otherwise, aside from these like allotted chunks, Twitch and YouTube, it's a healthy mix of talking with devs all the time, and the in-betweens being just socials. Discord, Reddit are my main go-tos. I don't do Twitter outside of announcements. I'll be frank and say I hate the platform, so it's just left to updates and announcements at this point. We'll see what we do with Twitter in the future. And yeah, that's the long and short. Mail, oh god, let's not forget. Outlook deserves a special place in hell, man. Jesus Christ. I fucking hate emails. Man. God. Guru will hate you. Guru loves when you find bugs in experimental. So, and honestly, that might not be entirely wrong. The community teams talks more with devs than community. For some weeks, that absolutely may be accurate, in fact, which is strange, honestly. Maybe that shouldn't be the case. But also, I mean, that's how I provide accurate small info snippets and answers, which is so strange because I do feel like the social media thing in particular is just like falling behind every time, but that's just the nature of social media, I think. And it's like, I have done Discord, I have done Reddit, I promise, I'm done with this shit, but like there's no like actual record of, you know, oh yeah, this is done in a way that everyone has seen this answer, because of course it doesn't work that way. Like a Discord has a chat flow. If I answer one guy or girl mid-flow, then that's, you know, an answer done, participation made. But it's such a small nothing burger, it can seem like such a small nothing burger in terms of like, oh, you've done work today, except for, you know, the fact that, oh, at least it's there, and no matter how minute, all those small interactions matter. In fact, oh god, let me actually get this link up. Oh god, let me get this link up. We had one of those today on Reddit, and some of you may have seen this thread. Let me get this. Here we go. Warning: if you are stinger sensitive, this Reddit thread and video in said thread contains one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I'll be completely honest, I don't know, because I haven't seen a stinger until now for like months, because I don't do arachnophobia. I do arachnophobia mode. Stinger warning, that Reddit link, yeah, I felt the need to reply in that one. And then it turns out they were using a more enemy spawn mod, so okay, go figure. But hey, at least that was something. At least that was something. I usually nuke stingers. That's a good idea. That's how you should treat them. So yeah, examples of media interaction. This stream now will, like last time, kind of focus more on the Q&A side and interaction side, because again, the state of dev is a bit dry this week. One final thing though before we move on is this Friday's video. There is finally a video coming, a proper full-fledged video. Don't get your hopes up. There is definitely like information in this video, like stuff, mainly stuff, I'll just be again frank about it and say it. Stuff about what you can expect and not expect to be fixed for 1.1 from experimental. That's the talk of it, as well as the state of EXP and 1.1 in general is the gist of that video. Nothing like super newsflashy or like heavy lore dumpy, which may be a small disappointment after a month's break from videos. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's like, it's kind of strange with how the branch is out. Like, people can actually go in and play this thing and like see everything that is in the branch at the moment, which then leaves us in a place that we could talk about this, but they already know about this. Or we have this other aspect of work, could be 1.1, could be other stuff, which we cannot announce yet because it's not the right time for it. But it might be very, very soon. So this video in particular has kind of just landed in a small little like weird limbo of, to me, feeling like yap, but there is some nuggets of information in there, so yeah. Yeah. The gym video? Who knows? Oh, it's so on the list. It is so on the list. Was a guy named John Satisfactory that knew how to make supercomputers by hand. And yes, sorry, let me harken back to this. When a 30-minute meeting absolutely could have been an email. Fuck me. I say that, I'm a hypocrite right now because the upcoming YouTube video could kind of have just been an email. But I couldn't email all of you, so here, have a video instead. And they're more fun. Like, you can just look at me yapping for 10 minutes. It's fine. The sticky... Oh shit, it's coming off. Can't have any of that. That's been okay since like February. What? Oh no, March. March? Was it March when we repainted the room? Email all of us, please. Can you guys please fix the 1 meter foundations floor hole bug? QA site for that. I had no idea that was a thing, by the way. It must have loosened the moment the stream started, or like close, like after the stream started, because I would have seen, and I would not have been okay with that myself, so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping this stream can kind of be a glass stream where a bunch of the good stuff, good talks can happen in the QA segment.